At exactly 2:17 a.m., a phone rang inside an empty house. The strange part? The owner of that phone had been dead for 3 days. Part 1. A quiet life. Daniel Reeves was known as a routine man. 34 years old. No enemies. No criminal record. He worked as a night shift IT technician and lived alone in a quiet, suburban neighborhood. Neighbors described him as polite but distant. The kind of man who waved but never stayed to talk. Nothing about Daniel suggested danger, until the night he stopped answering his phone. Part 2. The disappearance on a Monday morning. Daniel failed to show up for work. This was unusual. He had never missed a shift. His manager called. No answer. Friends texted. No reply. By the second day, police were asked to perform a welfare check. When officers arrived at Daniel's house, the front door was locked. No signs of forced entry. Inside, everything looked normal. Dinner dishes in the sink, TV, remote on the couch, shoes by the door. But Daniel was nowhere to be found. Part 3. A disturbing discovery in the bedroom. Police noticed something strange. Daniel's bed looked untouched, as if he had never come home that night. Then they found his laptop. It was open, still running. The screen showed a single document with one unfinished sentence. If anyone finds this, please know I heard. The sentence stopped there. Part 4. The body. 3 days later, hikers discovered a body in a wooded area, just outside the city. It was Daniel. There were no obvious injuries, no weapon nearby. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death as cardiac arrest. But there was a problem. Daniel had no heart condition. Even more disturbing, his time of death was estimated to be 72 hours earlier, the same night he disappeared. Part 5. The phone call that should have been the end of the story, but it wasn't. The night after Daniel's body was identified, his neighbor reported something strange. At 2:17 a.m., she heard a phone ringing. It was coming from Daniel's house. Police returned immediately. They searched every room. On the kitchen table sat Daniel's phone, fully charged. No missed calls. But phone records told a different story. At exactly 2:17 a.m., Daniel's phone had made an outgoing call to his own number. Part 6. The audio investigators checked the voicemail system. There was a new message. The voicemail was only 12 seconds long. At first, it sounded like static, then breathing, heavy, panicked, and finally, Daniel's voice whispering, "I'm still here, and I think it knows." The call ended. Part 7. No explanation. Police searched for technical explanations. Phone glitches. System errors. Spoofing. None could explain how a dead man's phone placed a call from inside a locked house. No fingerprints were found. No signs of anyone entering or leaving. The case slowly went cold. Outro. Chilling ending. Daniel Reeves was declared dead. His house was sold. His belongings boxed away. But months later, the new owner reported something terrifying. At 2:17 a.m., a phone rang in the empty kitchen. The house had no phone line. And no phone. Have you ever heard a story that just sends a shiver down your spine? Well, get ready for this one. It all starts with a man named Daniel Reeves, a guy who lived by the clock. But one day, he just vanishes. He doesn't show up for work, which is totally unlike him. The police go to his house, and everything seems perfectly normal. The doors are locked, nothing's out of place. But then they find his laptop. On the screen, an unfinished message, a warning that just stops mid. Days later, Daniel's body is found with no signs of injury, no clear cause of death. But here's where it gets truly bizarre. 3 days after he died, his phone, from inside his still locked house, makes a call. To this day, no one knows who or what made that call. The case remains a chilling, unsolved mystery. What do you think happened?